fear of being vulnerable, something that I'm experiencing right now. And I think you and me as people, we really fear being vulnerable. Now, if we ask ourselves why, it's mainly because, well, it could be a lot of things. It could be you're scared of being vulnerable to the wrong person. You could be scared of it being used against you. You could be scared of people treating you differently because of it, whether it's maybe they treat you better out of pity for you, not because they actually want to be in your life. Maybe you fear of vulnerability because you are seen as weaker, right? You view yourself as weaker for being vulnerable. Like you expect yourself to just keep your emotions bottled up on the inside. And I think here's the truth. The truth that maybe you and I don't want to face. There's a like gnawing in your gut that's telling you that it's really bothering you and you really gotta just solve the issue, right? And most of that time, it's you need to get something off your chest to a specific person. I know it's my situation, it's probably yours too. And here's the thing, we think about every negative outcome in the book. But what if it goes way better than what you expected? Right? Yeah, it's a big what if. But what if, right? Like, if there's a chance for it to go bad, there's a chance for it to go good. So, if you end up being more vulnerable, then you have the potential to create a strong bond between the person you are trying to be vulnerable with. Now, it is hard, but here would be my advice, considering I'm in that boat right now. Sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith. It really comes down to that, because if you don't, it's going to keep just nagging at your gut. You're going to keep feeling terrible for a long time until eventually it all just comes out. At some point, it has to come out. So, I mean, it's better just to get that emotional stress off of your shoulders and just tell the person how you truly feel. That's really all it comes down to, and it is very difficult. I know for me, it's scary because it makes me feel like less of a man, right? Because my problem is with a relationship, not necessarily a friendship, but it's more of a relationship type deal, right? A significant other. So it's scary. I want to get off my chest. I've been wanting to get off my chest for a very long time now. But I kept it in because I don't want to bring people down. I didn't want to make people feel sorry for me. I didn't want to feel like less of a human, less of a man. I didn't want to make them feel underappreciated. But I mean, when you go at it, just make sure that they understand. If you're not accusing them of anything, I mean, just make sure they understand that they're not being accused. You just have to get it off your chest. Like for me, my example would be, I have a lot of fears from past, people in my life. I fear this, I fear that, I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that. And you sometimes put this blame from other people onto the good people. Or maybe you don't know if they're the good people. But here's the thing, there's a chance that they are. Yes, there's a chance that they're bad, there's a chance that they're good. But here's the thing, you're never going to find out until you really try. Solve the issue when you get the chance. I promise you do not want to be like me and hold it in forever and then you just never tell anybody. because that's when things get hard. So, yes, being vulnerable is a very scary thing. I feel for you. I feel for the people that are very afraid of it. But I'm here to tell you that it doesn't make you less of a person. It doesn't make you less of a man. It doesn't make you less of a human. If the people that you tell treat you poorly because you're stating how you actually feel, then they're not the people you want to be around. It's really as simple as that. Yes, you're scared that they're not going to say what you necessarily want to hear, but that's why you just have to bite the bullet and just take the leap of faith. Because seriously, you could be sitting on one of the greatest relationships of your time, like friendship or whatnot. You could be sitting on the greatest relationship simply because you share how you actually feel about the person, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about you both, you know? And it's a scary thing. I really feel for you, and I'm in that boat. So just there, the grass is greener on the other side. It's basically what I'm gonna say. If it goes bad, at least you got it off your chest. If it goes good, well, you got it off your chest. They know who you are as a person. Invite them to tell you how they feel about certain things. And now you both have a stronger bond. Because I think realistically, no matter what, if that person really doesn't like you or they really don't trust you at all, they're not going to tell you about their personal stuff. Why would they? So if they open up to you just like you did to them, and you take the lead, you take the initiative, and you show that it's okay to be vulnerable, and they become vulnerable to you, now you both have even more trust with each other. But somebody has to take the lead. And if you're the one that's getting eaten up on the inside, it's best to give the person a chance, tell them how you feel. Because if you don't, I promise you, it leads to a lot of resentment. And it could lead to resentment for people who did nothing to you. So just get it off your chest. It's best to do that. Do not bottle it up. That is a terrible thing to do. It makes you feel like you're going crazy. It makes you feel like you're going insane. Like you're just bothering everybody that's around you. And that's not the life you want to live. I can tell you that. It's not. So just give that person a chance, man. Give her a chance. I know the new relationships are hard. You've been through tough times. I've been through tough times. You've been through tough times. Just about everybody has. And the sad part is, just about everybody has been done wrong. So, yes, you have a chance of being done wrong. I have a chance of being done wrong if I open up to this person. But I also have the chance of sitting on a golden ticket for loyalty for the rest of my life. So it's up to you to decide, what chance are you going to take? Are you going to take the one that guarantees you just more resentment, more regret, and just lack of, I guess, self-respect because you're letting it eat you up on the inside and not even doing anything about it? Or you put your ego to the side, you tell them how you feel. They get to know you as an actual person, who you really are, not behind a mask. And then they'll probably tell you, and if they don't, invite them to tell you how they feel about you or how they feel about whatever thing that's bothering you. It's hard. I will say that is very difficult, but just take the leap of faith. You're never going to find out unless you take the risk. It's just like anything else. How are you going to find out how something goes if you never even try to do it? Because in reality, I've never really been too vulnerable with anybody in my life. Not because there's been some bad people that I haven't had great experiences with, but it's not because I'm surrounded by just terrible people. Like, I have good family, I've had good friends. I've also had a lot of bad friends. I've had a lot of bad just relationship with people in general. But am I going to allow that to stop me from letting these really good people into my life? I shouldn't, and you shouldn't either. You got to give people a chance, and that's the thing. And I need to take my own advice. I need to give people a chance. Don't be one of those people that force yourself to be alone, force yourself to be lonely because you're scared of allowing anybody to walk into your life. You're going down a path of loneliness. I had a talk with my grandfather today, talking about this girl. I really like her. Whatever. I'm scared of everything. I'm scared of giving her a chance. I'm scared of putting too much time into her, not getting anything back, right? I can list a bunch of things off, but I'm not going to. The point is, I'm scared of all these things, and I told him, I was like, I am terrified of being vulnerable. I think it makes me less of a man. I think that if I compliment her too much, right? If I appreciate her too much, she's gonna run away from me forever. She's gonna turn her off. She's not gonna enjoy my presence, all this and that. And he told me, it's like, it doesn't make you less of a man to be vulnerable. If anything, it makes you more of a man, because it takes a lot out of somebody to have the courage, the emotional strength to come out and tell somebody how they actually feel. It takes a lot out of a person. So, if anything, that's a manly thing to do. And that's what he told me. And he was like, and don't fear to compliment people. Like, it's a good thing. And realistically, it's like, when you really think about it, the people that are leaving you because you're being a good person, do you really want them to be in your life? Because that's the thing. They're going to turn you into a negative Nancy as well. So, like, if I told a girl that she was beautiful, or her hair looked nice that day, or I thought she was really intelligent or whatever, and I'm just looked at as a weirdo or a creep, or that I'm a bad person because I'm trying to lift somebody up, do I want those people in my life? No. And the thing is, some people think these people don't exist. They do. There's people out there that think complimenting is like the Satan's ritual that everybody does. And it's just, I don't understand why. I really don't. I never thought that being positive and complimenting somebody would be a bad thing. But now here I am overthinking, well, if I tell her that she's amazing, if I tell her I really enjoy talking to her, right? If I tell her this, then it's all going to go downhill from there. And it's crazy when you think about it, because it shouldn't be that way. That should be the way to, like, build up, like, right? Like, there's dudes out here saying, don't buy your girlfriend flowers, don't do this, don't do that. Like, what happened? Like, what happened to, like, general just appreciation for other people? What happened from women just appreciating their men? What happened to men just appreciating their women, appreciating each other's presence? What happened to friends not backstabbing each other? What happened to that? What happened to just trust in general? Respect, mutual respect between people. It's like it all just disappeared. And it's like the more time goes on, the rarer those people get. And it's scary. It's a scary thing. I feel like that's why a lot of people are lonely nowadays, because they're scared. They can't even be themselves. They're good people, and they can't even give someone a compliment. If they have a girlfriend, they can't give her a rose because it's clingy, or it's corny, or you're doing it too much or whatever, and it's gonna lose its power, right? But here's the thing. I've seen a lot of negative relationships, but I've also seen a lot of positives. One of my other grandparents buys my grandma flowers like all the time. And are they separated? No. If anything, it builds up that relationship. And here's the thing, people will tell you that real love doesn't exist anymore. And they're not right. The truth is that it does exist. It's just super rare to find. So when you do find those people, you can just tell, like, there's just a gut feeling that these are the type of people that they are. Hold on to them. And look, like in my situation, I just have to open myself up. That's really it. And work with each other. You're trying to build each other up, not have a constant competition Who does more of what? Like, that's my big issue. Like, I was just so worried about reaching out, simply that, because I was like, oh man, I'm gonna end up trying more than her, and then now I feel like I'm not getting love. Like, and here's the thing: if you have that thought, this is where you need to be vulnerable and tell her that, or tell him that. If you catch yourself being the one always reaching out, tell them. Be like, hey, you know, I notice I reach out a lot. Do you enjoy talking to me? And you can tell them, just be completely honest with me. Do you actually like enjoy talking to me? And most of the time they'll probably be like, yeah, I do. So then just ask them, be like, so why don't you reach out to me? Why am I always the one reaching out to you? Or have some type of conversation to get it off your chest, you know? You don't have to use that same rubric or anything. This isn't like a class where you get graded on your work. You just do what you want. Explain it the way you want to explain it. Explain how it makes you feel comfortable. That way you get the point across. Get it off your chest. But I'm telling you, do not bottle it up on the inside. Especially when you're in situations where it's about a certain person. It's best to just address it. Like, that's how you're going to get it off your chest. It's going to be hard. It's going to be awkward. It's going to be scary. You're going to wonder what the outcome's going to be. But here's the thing. If you're around the right people, you could be self-sabotaging, right? But if there's something telling you in your gut that this person is a really good person, and I generally do not think that they would do me wrong, then take the chance on that, because half the time, actually more than half the time, your gut is right. Everybody knows that feeling you get, like, when you're around somebody that's just super suspicious, and you get this, like, sense of you just feel weird on the inside, or you just want to leave that area. You have a feeling. But, like, when you are talking to somebody that you truly like, and you know, you're overthinking. Your brain's telling you, oh, this is how you get hurt. Your heart's telling you, oh man, we need to do this faster or whatever. But your gut is just telling you, you know, slow down. But there's nothing giving off that this person will do me wrong. So just understand that and chase that, because that's what's going to lead you to, I think, success in like a lot of relationships. Don't listen to your head. You know, sometimes you can, but most of the time don't. Because in relationships, we often overthink. We think the worst things possible. You know, you might be thinking that he or she is cheating on you, or he or she doesn't care about you. But in reality, they could worry about so many things. And sometimes we get caught up in our own world that we forget about others. Right? So they might not reach out to you because they're scared that they bother you. They want to reach out to you every single day, but because you don't address the issue, they're never going to find out, because they're probably too scared to even tell you that they are bothering you. That's the truth. And then you might think that they're cheating on you or something, but in reality, they could be just at work or at school or with family or friends. Like, you don't need to think the worst of the worst, right? That's why I said trust your gut. If your gut is like really just telling you there's something wrong, and it's consistent. Now, I feel you really gotta tell the difference between your brain, your heart, and your gut. But when you figure out that difference, if your gut is really telling you that there's something wrong, chances are you might be right. It's the same thing with, like, when you chase your dreams, right? People talk about this all the time. What does your gut tell you? Does your gut tell you that this is something that has stayed with me forever, and this is something I really need to pursue? Would you pursue that, or would you not? The truth is, you probably should, because your gut is telling you that for a reason. It's like a call out. It's like, hey, try this and just see what happens. And that's the thing in most relationships, but people are so scared of just getting done wrong that they just give up on it. The last thing you want to do is see the one with a different person. That's the last thing any of us want to see. So when you have that grasp of that person, and you know, you're not going to know if they're the one. And some people say that you just know. But here's the thing too. I've talked to people that have been married for a long time. And when I was like, how did you know they were one? I had people tell me that, well, not going to lie, at first, I didn't know they were the one. Actually, at first, I definitely did not think they were. But they ended up being the one. So yes, there is that feeling. But don't think that just because you don't necessarily have that feeling now, that somehow means they're cut out. There's no way. Sometimes you get the feeling and sometimes you don't. but you're never going to know unless you take a chance on people. And that's really what it comes down to. So trust your gut. I mean, but you can't keep everybody out because of what's happened in the past. You gotta present yourself with a new future with new people. And I'm not judging you. I'm in the same boat. So just understand that. And when you become more vulnerable, I'm not saying be vulnerable with just anybody, because there are people that will use it against you. There are people out there that will treat you like trash, or they'll treat you great because they just feel bad for you. They don't really care about you, but they feel bad for you. And nobody likes that either. And here the truth is, that is true. There are people out there that are like that, but there are also people out there that will genuinely do anything for you. They genuinely care for you so much, but you're never going to know unless you take that leap of faith. Just match what they say with their actions. There you go. But you're never gonna open up that new trust barrier unless you become more vulnerable. It's really what it's about. I mean, think about that. You're holding yourself back from your best friends, or you're holding yourself back from your loved ones. They never really know who you are because you're not stating how you feel or what you want to do with your life or things like that. Some people might disagree with me. Do I think that we should keep some things to ourselves? Probably. But like, there are things like feelings, like in the moment, like when people are like, how are you? And you're just like, good, or all right, or whatever. But there's something just deep down that's just really bugging you, and you don't tell them. You don't tell people that you trust. It doesn't go well, and it just doesn't build a stronger relationship whatsoever. Think about it this way. When you create these relationships with people, you would much rather have someone in your life that's going to be with you through the positive and through the negative. But if you never show off that like negative side, even though I don't think it's necessarily negative to be, sad, or maybe you're angry about something or whatever. It's not a bad thing to be that way. We're people. You and me, we are human. That's really what it comes down to. And you got to understand that these people that are in your life, the real ones, are going to be with you through the bad and the good. Not just the good, not just the bad. That's really what it comes down to. But you're never going to find out unless you take the risk on people. That's really that's the truth. It's risky. You're going to get hurt. Maybe you'll get lucky. There are people out there that, like, they dated one girl, that was the one for the rest of their life. Like, really, that happens. But then you have the people that are alone for their whole life because either they've been hurt or they're afraid of being hurt, so they don't let anybody in. So, yeah, it's scary, but I'm telling you, vulnerability, if done properly and if done to the right person, I think that it can open up a lot to people. It opens up a new door to relationships. So, just, if you feel like this person, like you just need to tell them, you have to tell them. Telling anybody else doesn't help. You need to tell them, and you just gotta get it off your chest. My advice, just do it. Do it, get it out of the way, and chances are you get a really good response, and then there you go. You got it off your chest. Now you're both are closer than ever. Like I said, you could be sitting on a golden ticket for loyalty. So, if anything, I'd take the risk. Either way, judging by their response, if they treat you like shit afterwards, well, yeah, sure, you don't have a golden ticket of loyalty, but at least well, now I don't need to waste my time to pursue this person. I'll go find somebody else that treats me 10 times better, or work on myself for a while, and then the right person will come. But don't miss out on really great people because you're scared. Don't let fear ruin your dreams. Like, really. And so that's the thing, like, do not let fear ruin your dreams, and that is even in relationships. Do not let fear or doubt or insecurities or whatever ruin good people, because I'm telling you, doesn't matter if they're the one or not, you're gonna feel like, maybe you're gonna feel insecure, maybe you're gonna feel, doubt, or you're gonna fear a lot, even if they are the one. Because we're in reality, do we really know they're the one until we take a chance on somebody? No. Yes, there's that feeling, but there's a bunch of people that have told themselves, "Oh yeah, this girl's the one," or "Man, this guy is the one. I'm gonna be with him for the rest of my life," and then they ended up lasting a year. So I wouldn't go so much off that. Just trust your gut instincts and just let people in a little bit. Let them talk. Yes, we naturally judge people like in milliseconds based on how they look or based on how they walk or talk or whatever. But really, just give somebody like 5 minutes to just talk. See what they are as a person. Friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever. Future husbands, future wives, it doesn't matter. But the point is, you have to let people speak at least a little bit until you make a full judgment of whether or not you want to pursue this person in a friendship way or in a romantic way. But you have to take a chance on people, and that's really what it comes down to. But that's really it. If you have that gut feeling that's just telling you, man, I really need to get this off my chest to this person, I say just do it. Bite the bullet, leap of faith, jump off the cliff. And there's either a safety net at the bottom or there's not. But jump off. Trust your gut. If your gut is constantly telling you that you need to do something about it, then it's probably best you need to do something about it. Otherwise, that feeling is never going to go away. Your gut probably has like a 99% chance of being right all the time. So, trust your gut. If your gut is like feeling like bad, like, man, I really need to get this out and tell her, or man, I really need to get this out and tell him, then do so. Do not wait though. It really does not do anything good for you. Trust me, it does not. Get it off your chest. Be a little bit more vulnerable with the trust of people, right? Like I said, golden ticket of loyalty. But that's really it. Be more vulnerable. Don't fear it. The grass is green on the other side. But as always, life isn't too short to make a change.